Good evening, everyone. This is the Planning Commission regular meeting of June 11th, 2025. I will call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Cooley?
Here.
Commissioner Copeland?
Here.
Commissioner Cueva?
Present.
Vice Chair Smith?
Here.
Chairman Southern?
Here. Do we have any, looks like we're all here, so no request of any excused absence. Commissioner Copeland, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Are there any adjustments to the agenda tonight?
No adjustments today.
Perfect. Any conflict of interest disclosure for the commission? Seeing none, we'll move on to item B. This is our public comment period for items not on the agenda. This meeting will be open to the public and conducted in a virtual format to be inclusive of all participation preferences. Public comment participation is encouraged by emailing any comments to the city's clerk's office or by calling in using the phone number provided on the front of the agenda. Do we have any public comments items not on the agenda?
I have no written requests. Benny, do we have any callers on the line? Benny, can you hear me? I will follow up with him and see.
Okay. We'll go ahead and move on to item C. This is action items, public hearings, and requests. So we'll start with C1, approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
A motion and a second. Can I ask for a roll call, please?
Commissioner Cooley?
Yes.
Commissioner Copeland?
Yes.
Commissioner Cueva?
Yay.
Vice Chair Smith?
Yes.
Chairman Southern?
Yes. All right, that takes us to item C2. This is extension of time plan 2025-0213 for Beaumont Village, tentative parcel map 37440, plot plan, conditional use permits, and sign program on the northwest corner of Oak Valley. Can we have a staff report, please?
Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. Jillian Fountain, Planning Staff. The item before you tonight is a request for a one-year extension of time for the Beaumont Village Commercial Shopping Center. The extension applies to the following entitlements: Plot Plan 2019-0222, Conditional Use Permits 2017-0010, CUP 2019-0037 and 38, and Assigned Program Plan 2022-0791. The Beaumont Village project is located at the northwest corner of Oak Valley Parkway and Beaumont Avenue within the commercial neighborhood zone. The previously approved development included 7 buildings totaling approximately 42,897 square feet. Additional planned development can be found in your staff report. In addition to the building development, the project also included a previously approved sign program and a tentative parcel map to subdivide the 12.39 acre site into 7 parcels and 1 remainder parcel. The mitigated negative declaration and tentative map remain valid and are not subject to expiration at this time, so they are not included in this extension request. The City Council originally approved the entitlements on July 16th, 2024. The applicant submitted a timely request for extension on April 22nd, 2025, ahead of the current expiration date of July 16th, 2025. If the extension is approved, the new expiration date would be July 16th, 2026. It's important to note that no modifications have been made to the original project scope, design, or conditions of approval. The request is simply for more time to maintain the entitlements. A public notice was placed in the press enterprise, and property owners within 300 feet were notified of this public hearing on May 30th, 2025. Staff has not received any comments from the public regarding the proposal. Under Beaumont Municipal Code Section 17.02.070.j, the Planning Commission may approve a one-year extension provided the request is submitted on time and considered at a public hearing. With that, staff recommends the Planning Commission conduct a public hearing and approve a one-year extension of time for Plot Plan 2019-0222, conditional use permits CUP 2017-0010, 2019-0037 and 38, and the sign program plan 2022-0791. That concludes my presentation, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you for your presentation. Do we have any questions or discussion from the commission?
It's my understanding you said 1-year extension can be granted by planning commission. Is that the only extension, or are there subsequent extensions if requested at a later date?
There's up to 2 extensions that they can request.
So this is the first one? Okay, thank you.
So what's the reason for the request? Have applications been submitted, or are we waiting? Because at the hearing, we were told that, they had to get going immediately. They had 7-Eleven on board and they needed to move forward with that, or they lost their LOI. Has anything been submitted for final engineering?
So they just submitted their final maps earlier last week. So that's what they were waiting for. They weren't able to submit any of the building permits until final maps had been started.
Okay.
So that was what was kind of the holdup, is getting those final maps in. They have submitted those to the Public Works Departments per the applicant, and now they'll be able to continue moving forward. They wanted to make sure that they weren't going to miss the deadline to request an extension if needed.
Okay.
Any other questions for commission?
So the 7-Eleven still committed? Thank you.
Okay. Hearing no other questions from commission, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing at 6:07 PM. Are there any requests to speak?
I have no written requests. Benny, do we have any callers on the line?
No callers.
Benny, was this the item where you had someone available for questions?
Yeah, he's available to answer any questions the commission may have.
We do have, I believe, the applicant on the line to answer questions if you'd like me to send it through.
I only had one other question. You just prompted me. Was the Quick Quack or the car wash also, because I remember that one was another one that was going to, be built immediately. Is that still the case?
Yes, that's part of this extension request.
Okay.
So just to clarify, everything remains as it was. They're just asking for a little more time to get it turned in, correct?
Yes, that's
Thank you.
correct.
Any commissioners have questions for the applicant while we have them on the line? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing then at 6:08 PM. And I'll turn it back to the commission here for a motion.
So given that they have made submittals, I was a no vote on this project at the time, but given that they have made submittals, that their tentative map is good for the 2 years, it seems reasonable that we would have the extension of time for 1 year for allowing them to continue processing.
Okay,
We're ready for a motion.
waiting for a motion.
So I'll make the motion to grant the extension of time as is noted here.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Cooley?
Yes.
Commissioner Copeland?
Yes.
Commissioner Cueva?
Yay.
Vice Chair Smith?
Yes.
Chairman Southern?
Yes. All right, that item passed unanimously. We'll move on to item C3. This is conditional use permit amendment CUP 2025-0011 for an expansion of Beaumont Dance Studio located at 707 Beaumont Avenue. Can we have a staff report, please?
Good evening again, Chairman and Commissioners. Jillian Fountain, Planning Staff. Can we get the slideshow? Thank you. The item before you tonight is a request to approve a conditional use permit amendment, CUP 2025-0011, for the Beaumont Dance Studio located at 707 and 709 Beaumont Avenue within the downtown mixed-use zone. The applicant submitted a request on May 14th. submitted a request on May 14th, 2025 to amend their existing conditional use permit, CUP 2024-0005, to expand their operating space into the adjacent suite. This expansion would allow the dance studio to grow from 1,350 square feet to a total of 2,326 square feet by incorporating an additional 975 square foot suite next door. Dance studios are conditionally permitted within the downtown mixed-use zone pursuant to the Beaumont Municipal Code Table 17.19-1, and therefore require approval of a CUP or amendment to an existing CUP. The site is located northwest of the intersection of Beaumont Avenue and East 7th Street within a fully developed multi-tenant commercial building. The expansion suite was formerly occupied by Cross-Eyed Owl Shop. The site is fully developed with existing landscaping along both Beaumont Avenue and 7th Street. Adequate pedestrian lighting is available on site and along both frontages. The center has 30 shared parking spaces and benefits from the temporary parking waiver extension approved by the City Council as of March 4th, 2025. The ordinance waiver was originally recommended by the Planning Commission in August of 2023 and is intended to facilitate flexible uses of small existing tenant spaces downtown. The expanded studio would operate 7 days a week with a proposed hours of 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday and Sunday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Staff recommends the project be found categorically exempt from CEQA under the section 15301 for existing facilities. The expansion involves a minor alteration for an existing commercial facility, and the site is not located in a sensitive habit area, and there is no substantial evidence that the project will cause significant effects related to traffic, air quality, noise, or water quality. Staff has made all required findings for a CUP and can be found in your staff report. Notices were mailed out to property owners within 300 feet of the site on May 30th, 2025, and published in the Press Enterprise. At the time this report was prepared, no public comments have been received. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission conduct a public hearing, approve conditional use permit CUP 2025-0011, subject to the attached conditions of approval, and direct staff to prepare a notice of exemption for the filing with the Riverside County Clerk Recorder. And that concludes my presentation, if you have any questions.
Perfect. Thank you for your report. Any questions or discussion from the commission?
I just have one question. I'm looking at the plan on page 145 of the report, and it appears that I understand that they're taking over another space. Are we expanding the restrooms, or is there a restroom already there? Because I don't see it in the plan, the hand-drawn plan.
I said, do you know if there's a restroom in the suite next door?
There's only one restroom for both facilities.
Okay, so one restroom for both.
And so that would be able to accommodate the increase in the clientele?
Correct. Most of the residents are basically private.
You're going to come up here, Isa.
My name is Isa Lepage, and gentleman who's going to be running the studio is Rene Rivera. Rene can come here. When we looked at the facilities in there, both buildings, both spaces were sharing the same bathroom. So basically the traffic was pretty much useful before. It should be no problem now. In terms of the lessons, basically all private lessons. In other words, one student at a time. We just want to have the space so we can kind of have more room to move and create an opportunity for people to come and dance.
Okay. And no events then? So it's just going to be private lessons, no?
Private lessons, basically. We have private lessons. We have what we call the social, which is people get together and dance once a month.
Okay. Thank you.
And that's in a Saturdays usually. Thank you.
So I have a couple questions for you as well. So after the last approval, you have not yet occupied the space? And
No, we're waiting for the approval so we can get started in terms of putting the dance floor and painting and all that. It's been a financial drain on us because we're waiting for the approval, basically.
Okay. And your clientele, it's still private lessons, still tends to cater towards adults,
Yeah, it's, the sessions are 45 minutes, basically.
Okay.
And they come individually. Somebody's at 10 o'clock in the morning. By 10:45, they're done. Next appointment would be 11. And it's not like you have, like 10 lessons in a row either, depending what people, the time available, it's there, so.
Yeah. You're not getting
I have a
30
studio.
dancers at a time. You're not getting that.
Say that again?
You're not getting 30 dancers at a time for a class or anything like that.
No.
Fair enough.
It's-
All right.
it's- So,
Thank you.
we appreciate your time, huh? Thanks.
So just, I have a question.
One more question.
Chairman, could you open the public hearing?
Yes, I will go ahead and open the public hearing at 6:16 PM. And we'll, go
Okay,
ahead.
so I just want to be clear. So you have a student at any given time in the building,
That's correct.
except for your social, which occurs
Yeah, that's
occasionally.
usually once a month. You have one private lesson, one teacher, one student. It'd
Thank
be
you.
very hard to teach two people at the same time. I mean, you could, but it's a private, so basically they would like to take their time in a private session. And those lessons are by appointment anyway, so he's not interfered with anybody by any means.
Any other questions? No, perfect. We appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Do we have any other requests to speak on this item?
I have no written requests. Benny, do we have any callers on the line?
No callers.
Hearing none, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing at 6:17 PM. And I will bring it back to you, council, or commission for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve item C3 as presented.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Cooley,
Yes.
Commissioner Copeland,
Yes.
Commissioner Cueva,
Yay.
Vice Chair Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Southard.
Yes. All right. That item is approved unanimously. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Takes us to item D, staff comments. Do we have any comments from staff?
Thank you, Chair. It would be appropriate to recognize and thank Luke Fannin for his internship here. So to recognize and congratulate him. He has been our intern for the past few months, 6 months at least. And over those months, Luke has brought energy and professionalism and light to the department. And so we are happy not to see him go, but to see his progress. And we're proud of his professionalism and his dedication. He has contributed to a better city, a better department, even prior to his internship, attending meetings and sometimes being the sole member of the audience, as we can see here. And so we're, again, excited about his progress and what he's destined to do. And he has promised or asserted or not threatened, but said he'd still be attending the meeting. So, again, I just think it's appropriate to congratulate and thank him for his time.
Yeah, no, appreciate you being here, Lucas, and all the help you've given to the commission and to the staff here.
Thank you.
And Chair,
Likewise.
would also like to add that I'm going to be attending one additional meeting now that we have our Community Development Director here. He will be pretty much coordinating with you for Planning Commission. We're also waiting for our Planning Manager to come on board, so we've got interviews scheduled. So once that happens, then our Community Development Director will decide whether he wants to continue to attend the meetings or pass it over to the Planning Manager to go ahead and coordinate with you. Also want to let you know that we're looking at a couple of just revisions to the formatting of the agenda and also talking to see when we would require to have our city attorney present. Right now, it's on a case-by-case basis. As you saw, the last meeting had them participating virtually or by phone call. So we'll continue to do that as time permits. And it doesn't mean that myself and Stephen won't be here. Whenever there's a project that we feel there's some sensitivity to the issue, we'll definitely be here. So this is not our going away by any means. So I just want to let you know, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate you being here and look forward to working with the new planning manager when they're here. All right, any comments from the commissioners? Okay, seeing none, we'll go ahead and adjourn our meeting at 6:20 PM.